What's up, my punch? Welcome back, and I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm here doing an AI tournament series, and every time I pick two opponents to fight, obviously, I'm gonna add them to the tournament board, but let's see who Team 1 is first. It's all completely randomized, except, well, one thing won't be completely randomized, but you'll see. Who is it? Water Worker. Kyope. You would go here, my pal. Where's... Yeah, there you go. Now you go back because I need my second. We will not close it, or we won't remove him, but we will close it. I'll probably want to, is it Springtrap? It's Springtrap. I didn't think I didn't want to get rid of him so soon, but okay. That's fine. No, that's okay. It's all good. See, this guy gets a free move on, so what I'm gonna do is whoever wins, I'm gonna put in that top bracket, and then they'll just move on for free. Now you come over here. You would casually type in something along Springtrap versus Water Worker. And yes, I'm going to leave the whole thing because I wanted to get it right. Okay. Springtrap the decrepit animatronic. My animatronic monstrous monastery lurches towards the water worker. Water worker. In the dark, murky waters of the enemy's dark descent, its rushed metal body cracks and groans with each step. The water worker, a grotesque humanoid creature with webbed hands and glowing malevolent eyes, emerges from the depths, its slimy skin glistening in the dim light. Springtrap raises its clawed hand, the sharp blades gleaming menacingly. Come on, you ugly creature. It rasps, its voice a twisted mechanical growl. Let's dance, the water worker hisses, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth. It lunges at Springtrap, its webbed hands grasping for the animatronic's throat. Okay, so I've done tests before, and let me tell you, these things, like, genuinely, these things for no reason like grabbing each other's throat. Like, I didn't know it was that big of a deal in a fight, but like I understood that's something people did, but like these things grab at each other's throats nearly constantly. Here, instead of typing an advantage for an animatronic, I'm just gonna say a random hazard. Let's say that, see what it comes up with. As the water worker and Springtrap it. No, I didn't want. As Waterworker and Springtrap engage in a brutal struggle, a spark from their clashing claws ignite the surrounding oil slick. Flames erupt, engulfing both creatures in an inferno. Springtrap's metal body glowing red hot, its plastic skin melting and dripping. The Waterworker's slimy flesh sizzling, the char filling the air. the stench of burning flesh. Both monsters scream in agony. Their cries echo through the chamber. Springtrap's blades slash wildly, severing the water worker's limbs. Which one? The worker retaliates with desperate thrashing blows, its webbed hands tearing into Springtrap's molten carcass. The fire spreads rapidly, consuming the rotting timbers, and ancient machinery. Explosions rock the room as the full tank detonates, sending shrapnel, that's how you pronounce that word, in flames in all directions. Okay, see, that made the fight more interesting without putting it in any one. Now, I do kind of think Springtrap's gonna win from this current information. I mean, I don't know, but I'm kind of hoping he does, because I'd like to, like I said, I was hoping I'd see him later in the game, so I hope he wins, so I can see him later in the game. But let's proceed. What would be an interesting thing to say to encourage the fight? I can continue with the fire thing. I can be like, right, you have to click that every time. Are you gonna like work? There we go. The fire grows hotter. What are you doing with that? I kind of want to see if it will just naturally kill one of them using the fire. The inferno intensifies, the heat becoming unbearable. Springtrap's metal skeleton glowing white hot, its internal mechanisms melting. The warping. The water worker charged twisted corpse twitches. Okay, I know what that word is, I just don't know how to say it. Its flesh bubbling and popping. Flames lick at the ceiling, igniting the wooden beams. They collapse, sending a shower of burning debris into the blazing pit. The air shimmers with heat, making it difficult to breathe. Suddenly, a massive explosion rocks the chamber. The floor gives way, and both creatures plummet into the fiery abyss below. They disappear into the molten pool. Their screams cut short as they're consumed by the flames. The entire structure begins to collapse, the walls crumbling and the roof caving in. The fire roars triumphantly, devouring everything in its path. Okay, well, that's cool. I need to say they both fight desperately to the death. Now, don't make fun of me for my horrible spelling. I also said desperately because it says a lot of interesting things when I put desperately. As the chamber collapses around them, Springtrap and the water worker fight desperately, their bodies charred and mangled. Springtrap's claws tear through the worker's burnt flesh, while the creature's webbed hands rip into the animatronic's molten remains. They clash and strike, their movements filled by primal rage and instinct to survive. Springtrap's blade slashed deep into the worker's chest, shivering its heart. Black blood spurts from the wounds, steaming in the intense heat. The lurker retaliates by tearing off Springtrap's hand, the animatronic glowing eyes flickering and dying. With a final explosive burst of energy, they collide one last time, their bodies intertwining, locked in a deadly embrace as they plummet into the molten core of the Earth. Great, but who won? I'm gonna tell it to pick a winner because I can't do that. In the end, the water lurker that emerges victorious, a burnt and broken body crawling from the molten pit. Springtrap lies defeated, his melted remains scattered across the charred landscape. The lurker stands tall, its blackened silhouette against the fiery backdrop. With a final victorious hiss, it disappears into the shadows, leaving only devastation and the lingering stench of death behind. Yippee, water worker! I mean, you're not who I voted for, and I need a decent length video, which is showing me that I'm gonna need to do one of two things. Yeah, start tournament. Alright, fam. I done it, so let's come over here. You know, I'll just keep track. I'll keep track of that in particular thing later. Let's just casually go back over here. Oh, look at that. What if I refresh? I probably should have done that. Either way, next two. Since I think I can fit about two of these fights in at a time. Crawlers. Okay. I sincerely hope it knows what I'm talking about when I say this. Silent Hill 3 character. Which is funny because we just barely missed Pyramid Head, which is probably the most well-known Silent Hill character we could have got. But who knows, maybe Pyramid Head will be going up against someone. In the foggy, twisted streets of Silent Hill, Claude stands facing a horde of crawlers. These grotesque humanoid creatures with elongated limbs and razor-sharp claws snarl and hiss, their eyes glowing with malevolent intent. Claudia's hand trembles slightly as she grips the revolver. Knowing she's outnumbered and outmatched, the crawlers charge, their claws outstretched. Claudia fires her gun, the shots echoing through the eerie silence. Bullets rip through the flesh and bone, dropping crawlers left and right. But there are too many of. They keep coming, swarming towards her like a tide of darkness. Claudia's gun clicks empty. She tosses it aside and grabs a nearby pipe. Swinging it wildly, she connects with a crawler's skull, crushing it. Black Ichor sprays everywhere. Another crawler leaps at her, its claws slashing. Okay, what if I say this? Well, I'm just gonna have some fun with this one because, like, she's gonna lose. It's sad, but I would have to take so much intentional intent to make her win. The crawlers back away, their glowing eyes fixed on Claudia's as they slowly surround her. She spins around, her heart pounding in her chest, knowing she's trapped. The creatures circle her like predators, their claws clicking and scraping against the pavement. Suddenly, one of the crawlers lunges at her, its jaw snapping. Claudia dodges, feeling the wind of its attack ruffle her hair. She grabs a nearby signpost. Good grace. Doesn't he have a pipe? And swings it like a bat, catching the crawler in the face. It staggers back, momentarily stunned, but the others don't hesitate. They attack in unison, their claws tearing at Claudia's clothes and flesh. She screams, dropping the signpost and trying to fight them off, but it's no use. There are too many. They drag her to the ground, their weight crushing her. Claudia's vision begins to blur. Out of curiosity, I wonder what it would do with she finds a lighter. With a desperate last ditch effort, Claudia reaches into her pocket and pulls out a lighter. She flicks it on, the small flame illuminating the grotesque faces of the crawlers surrounding her. They hiss and recoil momentarily, blinded by the sudden light. Claudia takes advantage of their distraction. She holds the flame to the nearby puddle of gasoline that had leaked from an abandoned car. The puddle ignites. The wall of fire erupts between her and the crawlers. The creatures scream as the flames engulf them, their bodies writhing in agony. Claudia scrambles to her feet, coughing and choking on the thick smoke. She stumbles away from the inferno, her clothes signed and her skin blistered. But the crawlers aren't finished. From the shadows more emerge, their eyes glowing with hatred. Claudia knows she can't outrun them forever. Okay. Now seems like a good time to do this part. Claudia stands her ground, her fists clenched and her jaw set. She knows this is it. Fight to the death or die. Trying. The crawlers charge, their claws and teeth bared. Claudia meets them head on. Her punches and kicks fueled by desperation and adrenaline. She crashes a crawler's windpipe with a brutal strike, then spins and kicks another in the face, snapping its neck. Dang, she's a lot more capable than I thought she was gonna be. Like, I was making fun of her and all this. I thought the crawlers had this one, like, down. I guess I was wrong both times, but at least I understood that Springtrap had competition. This is like a horde of zombies getting their butt beat by boxing. That's awkward. Except they're not zombies. But still awkward. But there are always more. They swarm her, their claws tearing at her flesh, their jaws snapping at her throat. Claudia fights like a woman possessed. She tears a crawler's arm off and beats it to death with a bloody limb. She rips out another's eye and feeds them to it. The fight is brutal, savage, and merciless. In the end, Claudia stands victorious, her body battered and broken, covered in blood, and it's short. What? Claudia staggers to her feet, chest heaving and her eyes wild. She surveys the cringe carnage, broken bodies of the crawlers scattered around her. She won, but a terrible cost. Her clothes hang and tattered, her skin is ripped and bleeding, and her movement is sluggish and painful. But she's alive, and that's all that matters. Claudia limps away, leaving the burnt and broken remains of the enemies behind. She survived, but she knows the nightmare of Silent Hill is far from over. With a heavy heart and wary still as he disappears into the fog, ready to face whatever horrors await her next. Dang, bro, I didn't think they were gonna lose. They kinda let me down, bro. Badly. She just boxed them all. Maybe I shouldn't have given her that lighter. I don't know. I didn't think there was just... It didn't say anything about there being a car there. But okay, whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been your 2 fights. I will try to get the bracket board up and running. Like and subscribe if y'all enjoyed. Comment down below how I can make it better. I am open to suggestions. And I will talk to y'all later.